What it is, what it is. Little sneak attack over here. How you guys doing? I didn't tell anyone we were going live. Brother Alexander is actually in training today. So there are some things I needed to say, and obviously I needed to get that out to you guys as soon as possible. So I decided to go live. How you guys doing out there? And welcome to another morning coffee with Rion and my brother, who'll be watching this live from his dojo. He's training right now in some old Tibetan arts. I'm sure he'll tell you guys all about it in the next broadcast, so it's super cool. But I have some, back to the one-on-one with Rion here. I have some things I want to share with you guys. And I have some kind of higher level things I want to obviously break down specifically. I know basically the footprint specifically of exactly how the dream matrix is breaking down right now, and I want to explain it to you guys because you might be seeing some people you're not used to seeing in your dreams. Good morning, morning coffee. And I even have cards. Now I don't do the tarot cards. I'm more old school. I'm more like gods and titans. I'm like, what do the old gods have to say about what's going on here in the modern age? And then I have a beautiful card from Miss Shana Ava on the medicine wheel, and she has a card for the whole collective for you guys. So I'm going to share that with you. But first, let me just break this down. What I do in the morning when I wake up, and which I wish you guys did more, right, and are practicing more, is there's a certain bandwidth that you hit right when you wake up before you're actually like fully awake in the suit. I've trained my body to stay in that bandwidth as I go half unconscious to make my coffee or my tea. I stay in this like I'm in between world. I go outside, I get in my pyramid, I get in the sun, and I try to stay in this place in between worlds. So I'm still completely conscious of the dream I just came from, but I can ask very specific questions of what I'm seeing. It's very important to know your own body, to know your own suit, and to find what works for you, how to stay in that flow. For me, for example, Tchaikovsky in the morning, Beethoven in the morning, nothing with words, ladies and gentlemen. Don't listen to words right when you wake up. The words start pulling you back into 3D. Nice classical music, you can stay in the flow. Anything with words, I have to shut off, because especially in the morning. Your senses are always very important to you. I go right into lighting a dragon's blood, or I'll light frankincense and myrrh. That's my favorite. Frankincense and myrrh is the best for locking in your field and kind of staying in that elegante world. And obviously keeping your meditation and prayer space clean and clear. I can't tell you how many times I actually put soap down on this deck and wash it. It's like I'm washing a car. No, it's my sacred space. So the cleaner I keep my space, the easier it is for me, obviously, to keep my consciousness and what I'm doing specifically very dialed in. Okay, so let's talk about dropping bandwidth. Let's talk about pulling down higher levels of consciousness. Is the music okay? Is it too loud? Is it okay? Can you guys hear me? All right, so I realized something. I've been, been a proud component to this gridding team for the past decade, right? And all of a sudden, since I cleaned up my 3D, I've basically hacked every single memory I've had in my brain since I woke up in 3D on this planet. I then started hacking, 3D. 4D is on your right-hand side, a little higher than 4D, it's 5D. On the left-hand side, a little higher than 5D. On the right-hand side is 6D. I'm gonna keep doing this so I run out of camera room. A little higher on the left-hand side than 6D is 7D. A little higher than 7D on the right-hand side is 8D. A little higher on the left-hand side of 8D is 9D. A little higher on the right-hand side is 10D. A little higher on the left-hand side is 11D. A little higher on the right-hand side, 12D. We're gonna pause there because all my deity homies that actually know what's what, everything is pretty much mellow, 12D and above. You're at deity, deity level. So let's explain how this thing breaks down. So I was laying in bed and I processed 3D. I'm into my 4D. I'm processed to 4D up to 17 years old. So I've hacked my mainframe and my chemical computer, transmuted that. For you guys out there that are those PC people, I defragged that hard drive, okay? Defragged that hard drive, went up to 4D, and I've hacked all the way back in time to I'm now 17 years old. So I was actually seeing what I was doing in high school in 4D 20 some odd years ago. Very interesting, very cool. And then I kept asking my guides this, and I'm gonna just basically have a conversation like, you guys are talking, not to my higher selves as I share this with you. I'll kind of tell you how I talk to my guys, right? So I was like, yo, highest. So I'm basically hacked back to 4D, 17 years old, 16 years old. He goes, that's correct. I said, what's the importance of me going dimension by dimension and actually seeing exactly what I was doing in that time and space? And he's all, son, to actually completely control your sovereign right and actually command the energy that you truly wield, you have to understand how your energy's been used since you've been here. I was like, oh. I said, everything? And he goes, well, yeah, don't you want complete control over your energy and how that reflects into the collective? You're gonna have to know how your energy was being utilized, right? So I was like, got it. So obviously I can't wait to be done with 4D. 3 more weeks with 4D, then I get to shift into 5D, which is awesome. All you guys know about 5D, it's like a sandals resort. All my friends up in 5D, left-hand side, heart side, light side. They are dropping some wisdom on me. There are some things they taught me about the night side too, but they said for this particular video, I want you guys to talk about light because it's daytime. They go, son, the sun's out. Light side. Let's talk about what we need to get done here. Okay. There's obviously things I understand about both sides, and that's actually in the cards I drew for this episode. There's a very specific card I drew, and when I read about it, I was like, whoa, he goes, maintain the balance. We'll get to that later, okay? So here's what's going on. Many of you guys are seeing people from your past, right? But it doesn't make sense, particularly with what you guys are doing in the dream. Let me explain verbatim what this is and what I've come to find. If there are new people that you're supposed to meet, if there are new people in your circle right now that you're meeting on an energetic level, a 4D level, a 5D level, a 6D level, a 7D level that you need to work with and hang out with, what they will do is, because your chemical computer has no processing or memory unit stored of these people that in 3D if you've never met them. So what they'll do is take a friend from high school where you grew up with and give them all those characteristics that are similar to that friend in high school you had. Tommy was a bad boy. He liked to race cars. He da-da-da-da-da-da. He had certain parameters that made up Tommy, right? Say one of your friends from high school. But the real thing is the real guy you're actually hacking or communicating with is a guy named Peter, let's just say. These are just names. That you're meeting in 2 weeks or 3 weeks in 3D that you have to raise your frequency to connect with. So what do your higher selves do? They'll process the old picture of your friends from the past because you know how they operate, you know their mannerisms, you know how their character is, you know how they're going to react to a situation. They'll copy and paste that projection over the new people you're meeting. Trying to give you guys a little heads up of why you see some people you grew up with, you haven't hung out with in 15 or 20 years, but they're currently now in your dream time and you seem like you're working with them. It could be those people, but it could also be the reflection specifically of their mannerisms or character, which you inherently understand because you experienced it in 3D with your little chemical computer. Oh, he's kind of like this guy, or she's kind of like this girl. You understand, right, specifically what that is. Now, okay, here we go. With the different, yes, Adam, love you, by the way. You're doing a great job assisting. I want to say that everyone give a round of applause to Mr. Adam. He deals with a lot of stuff, and I watch and appreciate you very much so, helping many people. Let's explain the 3D, 4D, 5D false light stuff, and the 6D and the 7D. Look, guys, I met my higher self. He personally trained me. However the dimensional split is in the polarity, pay attention to light on the left, salt. Night on the right, pepper. Left side, love, light, abundance, earth alliance. Night side, separation, control, federation. Okay? And I'm not talking about the Galactic Federation of Light. I'm just talking about Federation. Okay, some of the dudes from Orion, the Mantids, some of these other guys. Okay, I don't want to get into the very specific species, but what I can say is this: we hired a film crew. My brother Brian, come by, and Alexander and I will be redoing Aliens A to Z. If you guys have seen that on YouTube, be prepared. We're going to go through all the species and actually break down a more personal homage to every species rather than they landed in 1976. Next species. Look, many different aspects in our consciousness, many different projection screens, many different levels of consciousness interacting with one another on a multidimensional bandwidth of reality we call the physical plane. To be completely clear with you though, once your third eye comes on and you actually get to see characters from different dimensions, what their abilities are, I pay attention to very simple things. What can you do? Where do you come from? What's your job? Why are you in my presence? Who are you assisting? Are you paying off your karma tab? Are you assisting your lower dimensional version's karma tab? What are you here to bring to this world? Are you assisting the collective consciousness of Earth, or are you serving yourself? I'm like a judge. I'm like boom, 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 boom. I just knock it out like real clear, and then we'll have a conversation. But I'm like very much so, almost like a cop. You know, license and registration. Do you know you were speeding? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Why are you driving on this freeway? Right? I'm very specific because with my energy, I had to learn how to be that focused and precise. Because if not, it's kind of like everything's going on at once. It's like cafeteria audio, and you don't know who's on first base. Okay? So pay attention to, in your clarity, very specific questions, very simple, specific answers. A lot of this, get out of my face. This is what they mean. This is what they're trying to share. They're here to assist with this. Fantastic, carry forth. So, and you'll also understand your vocabulary and version will change depending who's behind the wheel. Pay attention to that. What else can we practice right now? When you guys are sun gazing, okay, check this out. Okay, the reason why, ooh, let me take these sunglasses off. How you doing, Globe? How you doing, world? Check this out. Why whenever you see guys or empaths or telepaths or any of these people, trans channels, why they look up, like you see their eyes go up and you actually see the whites of their eye, you have to understand they're actually focusing both eyeballs and they're pointing it right here like a triangle to look through their third eye. So when you see people in a trance and their eyes are rolled up in their head, they're not just randomly rolled up in their head, they're actually looking through their third eye. Some of you guys that are new, you might not know that, now you do. Okay. When you guys are laying in bed, some of the most important things to basically express, and I always give these in my session notes, but when I lay down in bed, especially in the beginning, I always call down my med team. Every starseed, every angelic on this planet has support at all times. The issue with being sovereign right, or this planet underneath sovereign rule, you have to request aid. You have to request someone to assist you. If you do not request, you're choosing this. And like I said, you guys get really good at it. I know you guys call on Archangel Michael. Hey, help me out. Get these turds off me, bro. Call in Metatron. If you want some of that grid working assistance. You want Raphael. You need some love in your life. You want Gabriel. Hey, bro, shoot me the straight message from God himself, or herself, I should say. Or the collective, you know, highest function of creation itself. The truth is, these are all doors and patterns in which we have created to easily make accessible, I should say, higher levels of understanding that are not found in the third dimension very easily. Okay? Just thought I'd break it down like Crayola crayons, you know what I mean? All right. So, here's the thing I can say for all those guys confused about this and that. Okay, they're in the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Here's my visual for you. If you guys read the Tibetan Book of the Dead and their whole belief system, you know, basically when you pass into the next world after you have to hang out by your body for 10 days or whatever their thing is, you know, before the vultures get you. I'm glad I'm over here, you know what I mean? Moving on. Here's what you got to understand. They showed me, when I was reading it, I'm like, show me the visual. I'm a very visual person. Basically, I'm walking up this tunnel in, like, for example, the Tibetan Book of the Dead's version. You're walking up this tunnel And there's basically this tunnel was going up like this. And I'm walking, I got the robes on, and there's a couple angels standing in front of me, right? This is my version when they explained it to me, just so I can be clear with you guys, okay? I said, what is this? 2 angels are standing in front of me. They go, greetings, you've made it to heaven. And they point to their right. They were like, or actually, to their left. And there was another doorway in a tunnel going into like a huge party where it looked like it was a Vegas pool party. They're like, you've made it to heaven, head on in there. And you can party and shake your booty, and there's all kinds of things that you might want going on in there. And I got to those 2 guys, and I said, well, that's temptation. That's Mara. And they go, very good. Most people will take that left hook right into that party city 4D functionality. I go, that's not where I'm from. That's not what I'm here to do. And they go, very well. And then you keep going up the tunnel, and there's a couple more tests. As where I am now is, I literally would blow through those guys like a fullback in the Super Bowl. And I go, I actually know where I'm going. Step out of my way. I don't even need your, just move out of my way. I know where I'm going. Thanks so much. That's knowing who you are. Okay? So for all this false light stuff, you can't be caught in a false light functionality if you're awake right now. I'm like, you're not blue. You're not 12 feet tall. You're not from Andromedan. Right? I don't know what are you, a Nordic pretending you're an angel? What are you, an Anshar down in an egg chair pretending you're my guardian angel? Please step out of the way. You know? I'm used to big dudes. Earth Guardian size dudes. Lyrans with the battle cat armor. Yo, what's up, bro? They're kids. Give them time. I don't know if I'm supposed to blow the lid off this belief system, but that's how I feel in here. That's, again, when I went to Egypt in 2012 and I was doing that stuff and guarding the Giza Plateau. When I was down hanging out with O-Town, you guys know him as Osiris. I don't know why I call him O-Town. It's just easier for me. When I was in Egypt, I'm having a one-on-one conversation. I'm like, bro, so what is all this? He goes, I monitor downstairs. So you're like the organizer. He goes, I'm like the warden of this. In a time capsule, in a subspace. And I monitor. And Anubis is just the guard to allow the souls when they're ready, when they remember who they are, or when they've paid that karma back with some dharma. All right, you can come up. You know who you are. Don't get it twisted, okay? Much easier just to have that experience. And all you very spiritual, powerful people out there, your higher selves get at any point in time, have a conversation with that. Go to these ancient places and sit by yourself and ask. It's very difficult to do it on your couch or with a book or what. Go to Egypt, sit in front of Giza for 12 hours and meditate like this. I'm not going to move until someone tells me what this is. Okay, if you're online, you'll get that answer. Just like when I first grew up, you guys, and I first moved to Sedona 9 years ago, right? My guides are like, hit that mountain. I don't know if you guys can see it behind me, but I mean, I don't know if, there's a mountain back there, Thunder Mountain, right? I used to go up there, climb up to the mountain, just sit up there for 8 hours. Make sure I bring enough water, and I just sat there and hung out with my higher selves, and I realized the more alone I was, and the more up on that mountain I was, the higher the frequency I was at, and the easier it was for me and my third eye in that moment to actually communicate. It's like crawling up an antenna. Very simple, like this isn't spiritual woo-woo. I was literally crawling up the antenna to get to a higher bandwidth, sat there, then meditated at a higher POV, and was like, okay, now bro, I can kind of see you better. What's up? What do I need to do? What am I training for? What do I need to work on? But I literally stepped out of the collective consciousness to do that. Every single spiritual guy and girl that's ever been worth their salt went on a walkabout sometime in their incarnation. Remember that. Moses, Big J, Yeshua, Buddha, Siddhartha, you know, all of them. At some point in their life, they went on a walkabout and said, you know what, I'm going to pause on all this stuff. Let me go up on the mountain. Let me go into the desert. Let me go out into the ocean. Whatever it is for you, okay? I need to spend some time to reconnect with what this is. Buddha Boy, for example, that guy that sat, the kid, Ram. 7 years under a Bodhi tree, right? What was he doing the whole time? OBE. What do the guys do in India when they basically you go up to this cave in India and all these guru guys are passed out in the dirt? with their heads in the cave. They're still alive. They just OBE out of their body and walk through the portal behind them. They didn't take their suit with them. How I know this to be true is I went to the Stargate of Amun Maru in Bolivia. See, I keep all this buried deep down inside. I know I'm supposed to share it, but I keep it all deep down inside. Okay, so this is a funny story. Me and the homies, 2010 through 2011, go to Peru, and we basically do this activation out there, you know, dial in this sun disk, and then we basically want to go to the Stargate of Amun Maru, and no taxi driver will pick us up, so they drop us off one way. They dropped us off at the Stargate of Amun Maru. There's a door. If you guys go on my Facebook, if we're Facebook friends, go click on go through my pictures, my albums, and there's me in front of a door like this. It's a perfect door cut in the mountain. They call it the Stargate of Amun Maru. The villagers say don't go there at night because the door opens and people disappear. So obviously I'm like Hulk knocking on the door at 2 in the morning. Let me in. Let me in, you know, with my guys. We're like on the opposite. We're like not even scared. We're like, open the door, bro. We're here. You're late, and open the door. So going back to the full reins of the story, you know, basically I went OBE. I sat there in meditation. My body, you know, energy body goes in there. I sit down with all these guys. We're talking. But that was the first time I was actually very upset that I couldn't bring my suit with me, even though I was completely aware 15 feet away. I was on the other side of this rock door talking to all these guys. But I was upset I couldn't take the suit. Couldn't take the suit, you know? And I think that really kind of stuck in my memory as, you know, hey man, there's always a greater understanding and a greater level of mastery that is available to us if we stay constant in our daily routines and our disciplines, right? So anyways, it was pretty funny. We hitched a ride home from that trip. We hitchhiked, about 10 of us, and a chicken farmer picked us up and drove us back into Peru. And we eventually went to 3 stops, and at the 3rd stop, one of the guys who was sleeping next to me speaks Spanish. And he told one of the like federale dudes, he was like, said something condescending. And then we had to like spend the next 5 hours like with like these guards trying to put us in jail. But then I kept yelling National Geographic, locked up abroad. I just kept saying locked up abroad, National Geographic over and over again. And they had guns on us. And I was like, National Geographic, locked up abroad. We're not giving you our passports. Absolutely not. And like, they're just like, these people are crazy. And we were. And anyways, they let us go. Once they called up the head of the state down there to wake up out of bed and come down and see what was going on. But I was like, locked up abroad. Don't give them your passport. It's real shit. What else? Anyways, but that's where I learned that lesson. I just wanted to give you guys some reference on some of the things I'm sharing. You know, I want you guys to know that I walked this stuff to get this information for you, okay? And I did that out of love and obviously admiration for the planet. And obviously I want to talk to you guys about some of the resentment, maybe some of the more old schoolers, the first wavers feel a little bit. I've talked to many guys that are in their 50s and 60s, girls and gals, let's just say, sometimes even older. Some of them have been woke for 30 years. I've been woke since 2009, right? So I imagine what it must feel like to be awake and, you know, for that duration of time, waiting for the rest of the collective consciousness to catch up. And I'm here to tell you that, 1, we appreciate you. 2, we need you more now than ever, right? And the truth is that these kids that are young, they deserve you to be their mentors and teachers. They need you. You know, I just want you to understand that these kids coming in right now, they don't know what's going on. They're just as confused as when you were when you got here, but they're even more empathic. They're even more tuned into the 5D frequency. It's even more harsh for them to be here than it was for us. Remember that. Perfect little star kids, you know, 2 months old, 6, you know, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, heart on is like, you know, way more empathic in some ways than some of us were, okay? And like I said, it's a proven fact. There's kids being born now with 3-strain DNA. Fact, look it up. Not 2-strain DNA, 3. 3 telomeres, right? Interwoven equals 5D, right? programming already installed and ready to go. So, thought that would help. All right. Stay in your hearts. That's all I'm trying to say, man. You know? And yes, thank you, brother. Adam, love you, bro. All right, so we all have skill sets, by the way, and all my family across Earth, Australia, UK, Team Light Cyprus, got homies in Vietnam, got homies in Bahrain, we got all over the world, right? US. Here's the thing, we're pulling the whole collective net up. So what you kind of have to understand is that once you guys get outside of the net, we blow through the net in your own belief system. You guys get strong out here, right? Well, sometimes we'll tuck our wings in and go back in, and then we'll expand inside the net, and then we'll grab that net, and we'll just keep pushing and pushing until we blow a huge hole through it. Okay, so you go out, you kind of figure out who you are and why you're here. Canada, love you. Some of the strongs will come back in, go underwater, gather their family together, and then even blow a bigger hole as they, you know, escape or ascend. I should say ascend. Yeah. Some of those ascended masters out there call it escape. How do you guys deal with it? We just go upstairs. Watching you. Okay. The 3 cards that I have chosen for you guys today, for this week, I should say. I know it's not as impressive as Mr. Alexander, but it is more old school. Gods and Titans. This is how I like to roll. The old school. Okay. For the beginning of the week, Vulcan. Okay? Vulcan for the beginning of the week. Who is this guy? He made all the awesome armor and gear for Achilles, the chains that held Prometheus, Pandora's box. He's like the ultimate inventor. So what does that mean for this week on Monday? Be inventive. Be inventive. Create. You're up at 3 in the morning, write that song lyric, get on the mic, grab the paintbrush, grab the pen, get on the computer. It does not matter when you are creative, as long as you are creative, right? And please, you know, just work on understanding that some of the greatest minds that ever were, they create at 3, 4, 5 in the morning. They're not on some 9 to 5 functionality. When you feel the flow of creation hit you, that's when you create. Okay, beginning of the week, okay. Now, I pulled this for the second card. I was like, here we go. This is set. This is for like Wednesday. Okay? Now it says chaos, but let me explain to you what this is. Basically, set is saying that sometimes things have to be broken down to be reformed to actually better serve you. So if you guys have attachments, you know, friends, family, co-workers, negative people in your life, snip, 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 right? Here's why. Set is reminding you that sometimes chaos is necessary in order to remove the things that are slowing down your manifestations, okay? Sometimes you have to tear down those walls or tear down those attachments to actually get a clearer picture of exactly what you're trying to connect to in your own free will of manifestation, right? Like, you're like, oh, that's great, everyone wants this, and they see me as this. For example, you're a very successful real estate agent, let's just say. Millions of dollars, big house. Or you're a corporate CEO. All these employees that serve you, but are they really your friends? Do they really care about you? Or do they care about the status? Just like those Hollywood parties. Do you think those guys, those actors and things and all those people that go to these parties really care about the guy throwing the party? No, they just want to be seen at the party. It's about them being seen there. Okay? Pick your friends wisely. Pick your loved ones wisely. Remember they said that little famous quote, you are the average of the 6 most people you hang out with. Make a list. Is this how you guys, so if you write down this list of 6 people, right? And go, is this how you want your future to look? They could be different ages. You know what I mean? Different ages, different groups, different periods in their life. These are the 6 most people I talk to on the phone every week. Do you need to make space to meet some new people at a higher frequency? Or a new partner? Or a new job? Remember that. Everyone only has so much energy, right? Pick and choose wisely. Okay. I love you. I'm just trying to say. It's not as easy as it sounds, but I'm trying to tell you, work on it. Please be conscious of it, okay? You're actually telling the universe who you want to roll with, who you want to hang with, and what you want for your future. That's what you're actually saying to the universe by not making a change. You're saying, I'm okay with this. Okay, so pay attention. And this is the coolest one. I love Vishnu. This is for the end of the week. Balance. I love Vish. My boy. Vish. Vish is in outside Delhi. Vish is actually incarnated. So it's pretty cool. I want to blow his scene up. Last time I checked in on him, he was having a hard time in 3D. I don't know what he's got going on over there. He must be doing a lot better now. Balance, balance, balance. That's the card for Friday, the end of the week, okay? Is balance. So what does that mean? Light night. Say you're a broker. How many deals are coming in? How many deals I can close? And then instead of the greed hitting you going, I actually want to work with these two people. Even though the money may be great with this guy, integrity's off. I'd rather work with these two. In business and in your own social life, pick and choose the balance of what you're able to hold while still staying in your heart and staying in a high frequency. This is your governor. This is your gauge. How much stress can I handle while still being inner child behind the wheel? Inner child and the emotion of it has nothing to do with the raw intelligence of who you are. You can be an absolutely brilliant child. How do you carry yourself? Are you the one calming down the 6 people on a conference call, right? And going, hey guys, relax. These are the 3 questions that need to be answered. Can you go ahead and answer these questions for everyone? Thank you so much. Who is the stabilizing mechanism in the agreement? You guys out there across Earth are the stabilizing mechanism for the entire collective consciousness. Everyone will turn to you and see how is he or she going to handle this situation. Remember that. We're all growing up now, okay? I can't wait to share with some of the stuff I've been doing, some very high level stuff on the financial things. I'm getting basically, I feel like I went back to college and I'm dealing with these high level people and this high level stuff. I'm still the same person in the call and in the meetings going, hey guys, check it out. I understand we're all egos on full here. Can we just get down to the brass tacks of why we're having this conversation? You guys need to also do that in your own lives. Take control of the conversation, take control of the energy, and then stabilize it. Balance. All right. This is the card for the collective from a different deck. Okay, this is from Mystic Arts Medicine. Okay. And this is self-esteem. So the whole collective consciousness, self-esteem is the card of the week. And what does this mean? Self-esteem. How you truly feel about yourself. If you can truly love thyself, then you can truly share that love with someone else. It's very difficult to know true love if you can't first love your own reflection. You can pretend, you can put a mask on, but let's be honest, how many relationships have we all been in where someone put on a pretty awesome mask? It lasted 2 months, 6 months, a year, until that thing started breaking down, right? You can only wear the mask, remember this, ladies and gentlemen, for so long. You can only put that front on for so long. If you always speak your truth, always come from your integrity, and always want the highest outcome from all parties involved, that's how you stay in the good graces of everything that is creation itself. You're always the positive influence and the solution-based processing for what needs to come through. That's who you are, okay? Don't be the masses all confused. You're the stabilizing mechanism going, I think this is a great idea. I have some questions. I think this is an amazing idea, right? But with that, how is that going to affect this, this, and this? That is our job to ask these questions, right? It's not just the spiritual stuff. It's how we carry ourselves as stewards of earth. That's where this is going. Stewards of earth, right? Okay. So self-esteem, again, you know, we can be very tough on ourselves and all these Instagram accounts and all these things out there that are, I don't know if it's catfish or what it is. You know what I mean? You look great on Instagram. Didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Okay, check this out. We should spend as much time as we do in a social media campaign as we do in ourselves. We should spend as much time as we are on our devices as we are meditating. Okay? The easiest thing for me to find a true alternative to some of this stuff, because it's very addicting, is go snorkeling in a river. You know what one of the coolest things to do is ever? Go get a snorkel mask, get one of your friends to pull you on a sea-doo and make an arc with your arm like a lure. You can do barrel rolls 30 feet under the water behind a sea-doo. I think of stuff like that. So what am I getting to is activities. Don't be like, I don't want to get on my phone, right? Rather, it's like, no, I got adult league soccer tonight. If you guys that don't like to work out, find an activity, sign up for an activity that you like to do. Oh, I play adult volleyball, or I'm on a volleyball league once a week, or a baseball league once a week, or I have some friends in a team thing. It was kind of casual, but guess what? You're exercising, it's fun. You're working on team, right? Team skills, and you're out of the house. For you guys that don't like the gym, for you guys that do like the gym, remember, it's your dojo. Headphones on, focus on what you got to knock out, into the shower, into the steam room. You'll see people that are very dedicated or in a different mindset. You'll see them in the gym. They have their headphones on and then they're in their own world. You know, it's actually like, I've had people like touch me and I still can't. Hello, hello, hello. And I'm like, can I help you? Almost like I was asleep. Like, you know, dropping back into the suit. Yes? Do you need something? Fantastic. Water's over there. So what I'm getting to is this. Paying attention to the mechanics of how your suit properly works. Paying to your emotions. When do you get upset? When I'm hangry, I get upset 30 minutes before, and obviously I'm hangry, and 30 minutes after. Okay, after you're hangry and you eat, how long does it take you to come back to balance? Do you know? Right? 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Start taking, you know, measurements and readings on your amazing piece, right, of creation itself, your body. Understanding how your body works. What blood type are you? What type of diet should you be eating? Right? Are you getting enough sleep? And for all those people that have a hard time sleeping, this is what I say in my sessions, and I'll share this with you now. I have to exhaust this vessel every single day to fall asleep. Monday through Sunday, 24 hours a day, every plank second. If I do not hit the gym and steam in this suit, I cannot fall asleep. I'll be up till 4 in the morning watching anime. What do? Either I work out during the day for at least 2 hours, or for you guys that, you know, work the 9 to 5, go to the gym from 7 to 9, right? Do 35 minutes of cardio, lift your weights, and then I shower, steam, shower. As soon as I start to yawn in the steam room, I know I can go home and fall asleep. I listened to my suit. Your body will tell you when it's time to take a nappy. So for all you guys out there that have a really hard time sleeping, exhaust the vessel. Do 100 push-ups and 200 sit-ups until you're so sore, all of a sudden you'll fall asleep on the carpet. Grab a pillow and fall asleep. What I'm trying to get is, this world was never set up for beings having their DNA turning on, pulling it down large sums of energy, right? They wanted you guys to use all of your energy in some sort of a slave functionality 9 to 5, so you have no more energy other than coming home and putting on a hypnotic device, and then kind of sit into this, and then try to just sit there for 3 hours, and then it's midnight and you fall asleep. And you're constantly lethargic and tired. Why? Because those type of people can't change their lives. Understand the formula of someone actually who is trying to work against us. Okay? I'm here to remind you the strength you have is from the universe and creation itself. Your heart is a fusion engine. Your body is highly adaptable and very, very powerful. So I just want you guys to remember that. You guys are very amazing, powerful beings. Okay? Never forget that. Okay? And that's all I'd like to say. I think it's a good little rip. I don't even know where we're at. You know, I just love you guys. And I'm trying to say, that's just me. When the crazy frequencies are out there on Earth, and I wake up and I'm like, dude, this is some crazy cosmic energy slamming into me. You know, in Sedona, I'm at 4,500 feet. I'm not at sea level. So I'm like a mile up getting hit by those solar rays, right? I go to the pool, I go Lotus, I sit on the bottom of the 6 feet side of the pool, hold my breath, and I just sit there underwater. I'll go to the creek. If I'm in the ocean, I'll dive in the ocean, I'll grab sand underneath where the waves are crashing, I'll just sit there like a frog. All these little things I do because I have to do it based upon how much energy I'm actually moving every day. As your frequency goes up, no one tells you what it's actually like being in an electrified suit 24 hours a day. They just tell you that, the ascension process, and you'll stay exactly the same, and the communication will become easy, and no, you guys, your frequency goes up. Thus, you are multi-broadcasting simultaneously multiple dimensions of reality processing that information, it's a faster output. And when that happens, also pay attention to your body temperature, right? If I get overheated, I literally want to go to sleep and shut down. I have no in between. So if you guys are like that too, you get too hot. Remember this, what is the only thing that affects computer hardware? What's the only thing that can burn up a $10,000 IBM blue chip? Heat. Heat. Pay attention when you guys get all staticked, right? Is it hot outside? Take a cold shower. Drop that body temperature, right? Drink some water, exactly. But pay attention to your body temperature as well. It also has a direct effect on your consciousness and your clarity. All right. Gains. You guys are beautiful out there, okay? Just know that I love you guys very, very much, right? It's been an absolute pleasure. We got new Hard On Radio episodes coming out. Teamlight.com has been redone. Check it out. We're going to be adding a lot more groups and things to that. We got some new clothes, apparel, you know, girls' t-shirts, boys' t-shirts, hats, everything for you is in the shopping cart at store.teamlight.com. My brother's gear is at crystalcurrent.com. He wishes he could be here. And I just want you guys to know from my heart, I love and support you guys across planet Earth. We are getting this done, and there are many, many abundant changes on their way for us, okay? So hold tight. We got this. Sending love and appreciation from Sedona. Peace.